G'day, welcome back to another unboxing. This is one which I wanted to do for a while, but haven't, and as a result, partially unboxed it already. This is the Elite 2.0 Turbine. Now, it comes with 36 darts, which you see I've already had to yank out last game, making sure I had fresh darts. I love these. One of the first mods I actually did as an adult, what brought me back into Nerf, and one of these is actually my primary blaster. Some of you may know it as Raptor. She's my two-stage turbine. That I'll show off in blaster overviews. I'm not pulling her down at the moment because she's big and she's not going to fit on this camera setup. But pretty well, this thing is a great blaster. Yes, it is a mongrel to mod. Elite 2.0 gets a lot of gripe purely because of the function of trying to mod them is annoying. Trying to get into them is horrible, but it is possible. It's only 3 or 5 solvent welds. And if you know where they are, they're actually pretty easy to bust off. Just roughly, there's one here, one towards the back here. I think there may be one up front. But yeah, I'll be modding one of these in the coming weeks, and when I do that video, I'll be showing where they all are, and hopefully people will start working on these. These mags, I love these bumper stops. The colour is not my colour, not a personal favourite, and due to the holes, probably be rather annoying to try and paint in terms of like keeping the orange behind it. But all in all, they're cool. They're some of my favourite mags from Nerf, besides the obvious AK banana mag. Quick look at the back of the box. Just showing off the acceleration button, removable clips, Picatinny rail. This thing does have lots of Picatinny here, 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 and here. So 4 points. Oh, there you go. And a strike attachment. This foregrip is comfortable as. This is a bit of a biased review because I love this blaster so much. 100%. I could not fault it, besides the mag release. But that on its own, everybody gives a bit of gripe. Once you work out how to use it, it's so easy and so simple. Basically, everyone goes to use their knuckle. Don't use your knuckle. Use your thumb. Push at the top. Like, everyone's always trying to use the knuckle and they're wondering why they're busting the knuckle and it gets sticky and it's hard to do. Perfect. I worked that out in no time flat. Obviously, because I run it, I've got a lot better. The connection of how the mag actually works is basically there's a little hook piece that's on another piece that goes to here. So that's why trying to push it anywhere down here is almost impossible. And pushing it from the top, it's pushing this hook down and it gets caught on another piece, and that's what makes it so hard. But basically, if you just take off one of the nubs on the inside, this whole thing becomes so much better. Or even better, just take out the second hook, put in a small spring, and as a couple of the boys on field know, I love to do is quite literally, oh, that was a bit haggard. Throw my mags. Literally just... Oh, I'll bring a whole new meaning to mag drop. Once again, future video I'll show that off. But when you're able to take a blaster, they get so much gripe, and you can turn it into such a beast on field. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. On top of that, the motors that are in here are fantastic. The wiring's pretty good. I've got a half dart version, which I've done, where it's using an upgraded Nero Rhino motor, and it's hitting between 15 to 17 darts a second. Raptor was hitting the same with an Nero Rhino, but I actually have toned that down back to a standard stock motor purely because the fire rate was too much, and sitting between 13 15 darts a second is a lot more conservative, especially when your mag's only 18. So very quick intermittent bursts and taking it easy when you're running these on LiPo power. But the stock pusher handles it not a problem. If you're modifying, you will need to put in a couple of notches here and here for the motors. I'm still trying to design a little plate so I can just cut a nice big hole and put something over. Currently Raptor has pretty well this whole section here exposed to allow room for the second cage. I've got a 3D printed dual stage cage which I'm going to be putting in the near future as well for that, which will be another video. Lots of videos because I love these, and I've built so many. I've got so many plans for future builds. I've got half dart versions. Raptor I'm planning on converting to down half dart. But yeah, this here is just such a great platform. It's thinner than the Rapid Strikes and the Hyperfires. It's lighter, and once you get into them, they're so easy to work on. There's a little bit of solvent weld on these bits of plastic as well, and these clips. But once again, clips, you just go through 2 screwdrivers and you pry it around. It should pop right off. When you get to like a really tight spot, that's where a solvent weld is. Put your screwdrivers in a little bit tighter and just give it a little bit more of a butterfly. These things are easy to get into. And then once you do, you're only having to worry about a few screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not a lot. So maintenance afterwards is easy. The clips themselves, because of the screws, don't worry if you break them. Personally, I find the clips to be a lot more annoying after doing so much maintenance and work and different builds. At first, I was so concerned about breaking a clip. My first 3 builds of this model, yeah, I was so worried about the clips. I didn't break any. I broke 1. But now I just don't care. If anything, they get in the way. I only try and keep them as somewhat of protectant. But let's get this thing loaded up and show off what the stock version is capable of. Now, some people may be a little bit overzealous about, oh, it's Elite 2.0, freaking, they're horrible. Give them a go. Some aren't that bad. They're only horrible considering they're hard to mod. And hopefully this is not going to be another video where I'm having to source a different set of batteries because my brand new ones have been sitting around for too long. Because these batteries do not look best. Alright, I'm back. And we're back with good motors. And good batteries this time. Now, another gripe which I do have to admit about the blaster is one, type of batteries get expensive, and this. It's so dicky. Don't worry about it. Glue it down, take it off, stick a hinge in it. Yeah, it's not overly helpful. It just gets in the way. I've been planning on trying to design a version where I've still got access to the trapdoor while I've got it just permanently closed. But the blaster itself, its fire rate, see, it's not bad. Something which Coop pointed out is these mags, sometimes you do get a sticky one. This one does seem to be doing it towards the top, but after it's got a couple in it, it seems to be alright. I've probably only experienced that with about 2 of these types of mags. So, all in all, it's, yeah, a rare thing. But he reckons it's happened a couple of times. Alright, so I'd say my chrono is hitting low again by a lot. That's 3 and 4. And that's it. So chrono readings are only reading mid 50s. So I'd say I definitely get another chronograph because I thought she was fixed, but obviously not. This is a 70 FPS freaking out the box blaster. Stock cage will get you 130, not a problem at full length. One of the versions I've been working on is cut down version. And she's spacey. I really do like it. Would I recommend buying this blaster? 100%, no questions asked. Should you modify it? Yeah, go for it. At least a rewire job. Aftermarket cages, bit hard to find. Cage geometry is sort of finicky. I've got a 3D printed cage which I've made myself. My dual stage cage I've done myself and designs, and they're both from remix versions of Buff Daddy. His design, which is available on Thingiverse. The reason why I remixed his designs is I was having a few fitment issues, and a couple times the tab pieces where the cage itself broke off. Yeah, but all the files are available on Thingiverse. You just need to try and find them. Couldn't remember off the top of my head what exactly to search for. Sorry. But yes, there is several dual stage configurations which I've done. Other than that, yeah, definitely should try and pick one of these up and get it modified because they look great. And in Blaster Overview, when I show off Raptor and my Silver After Art and maybe a couple of my other ones which I've been doing, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few more people which are going to come around to the idea that these blasters are worth it. And I've been asked so many times for doing a tutorial of how to get into them, as well as when it comes to the Nerf groups across Facebook, the amount of times I've been tagged in a post of somebody asking, how can I do something to this? And I get tagged in it, and I end up having a full conversation with people, and I love seeing it built. Anybody which does one of these, I promise you, if I see it, I'll give you as much praise as I possibly can, because I know the dedication which it takes to get into this, and the grief which a lot of people give to them, and taking that up as a project to modify, I consider to be a big deal. But it's a challenge of a blaster. The hardest thing is probably getting it back together, like with all the wiring. You really don't have a lot of room here. Dremeling on the inside for modifications. Yeah, there's a little bit, but all in all, it's great out the box. Would I run this completely stock? Hell yeah. I love it that much. I would actually run this stock. The fire rate's not too bad. The accuracy is horrible, but that's why it's called spray and pray. And if you take the time to get a single shot off, yeah, it's not too bad. I've definitely blasted a lot worse. But without going on too much more, because I could talk about this blaster for ages, because I love it. As I said, this is probably a very biased review. This is definitely must buy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, a bit of an unboxing and what you can do video, I guess. And yeah, blast on. Have a great one.